The Galactic Empire ruled thousands of star systems. They believed they were the strongest force in the universe. For many years, no one dared to stand against them. Every species feared their ships, their weapons, and their laws. Humans were one of the youngest races in the galaxy. Their technology was simple, their ships were small, and their power was limited. The Empire saw humans as weak and unimportant, just another small race to control. On a silent day near the dark edge of space, a powerful alien fleet was moving through an empty sector. They had destroyed a human colony only days before. The space around them was quiet, too quiet. Suddenly, every sensor in the alien ships began to shake. Their screens filled with warning signs. Energy levels rose without any clear source. The commanders looked at each other in confusion. That happened. Out of thin air, a massive dark shape appeared. A warship unlike anything they had ever seen. It had no known design, no known energy type, no known markings. The ship had been hiding, cloaked in silence, watching them the whole time. The alien fleet stopped, weapons locked in place. Target systems failed to read the ship. It was as if space itself refused to explain what they were seeing. The alien admiral laughed. "This must be a human trick," he said. "One small ship cannot threaten us." The fleet opened communication. They sent a warning signal. "Unknown human ship. Power down and prepare for capture." There was no reply. Seconds passed, then minutes. The strange ship did not move. It did not fire. It only watched. Some of the alien commanders felt fear, a quiet fear that moved through the bridge. One officer spoke in a low voice. "Admiral, that ship is too calm." The admiral raised his hand. "Fire a test shot," he ordered. A bright beam of energy shot across space. It struck the human ship directly. The alien crew waited for fire and damage. Nothing happened. The human ship did not move. Not a single mark appeared on its surface. Silence filled the bridge. The admiral's smile slowly faded. Then a message arrived, not on one screen, but on every screen in every alien ship. Just two simple words appeared. "Turn back." The message was calm. No threat, no anger, just a warning. The admiral felt something strange in his chest. Fear, but his pride was stronger. "Full attack," he shouted. The entire alien fleet opened fire. Thousands of weapons lit up the darkness of space. Energy beams, plasma shots, and missiles filled the void. The human ship vanished inside the storm of light. For 5 long seconds, the attack did not stop. Then suddenly, everything went quiet. When the smoke cleared, the human ship was still there, floating in space, untouched. The alien fleet was frozen in shock. Their strongest attack had done nothing, not even a scratch. Then the human ship finally moved. Slowly, silently, a deep, low sound echoed through space. Not loud, but heavy, like the sound of judgment. The alien systems began to fail one by one. Lights went dark, weapons shut down, shields collapsed without warning. The admiral realized something terrible. This was not a normal warship. This was something far beyond our understanding. And just before the first human weapon fired, one final human message appeared on every screen. "You were warned." That was the moment the Galactic Empire understood. They had just made the biggest mistake in their history. The human warship moved forward through the dark space, slow and silent, like a shadow that could not be stopped. The alien fleet remained frozen. No one moved. No one spoke. Fear had wrapped itself around every mind on every ship. Inside the alien flagship, alarms tried to turn on, but the systems were dead. No shields, no weapons, no escape. The admiral stared at the screen. The human ship was now closer, so close that its dark metal surface filled half the view. An officer whispered, "Admiral, we cannot fight." The admiral shouted back, "Restart the weapons now." But nothing worked. Every command failed. Every control stayed silent. Then the human ship stopped, right in front of the alien fleet. For one long moment, nothing happened. Then a single light formed on the front of the human ship. Small, bright, and calm. The aliens did not understand what it was, but their fear grew faster than their thoughts. A second later, the light fired. No sound, no flash, just a thin line of energy, moving faster than any weapon they had ever seen. It touched the first alien battleship, and the ship vanished. Not exploded, not burned, just erased from space. 1 second it was there, the next second it was gone. Shock spread through the entire fleet. Officers screamed. Some fell to the floor. Others could not even breathe. The human ship fired again. Then again. One shot. One ship gone. The alien fleet tried to run. Engines struggled to wake. But space itself felt heavy, as if the human ship was holding them in place. 3 more alien ships vanished. Then 5. Then 10. The admiral finally broke, his voice shaking. All ships, emergency retreat. But it was too late. The human ship moved faster now, like a living weapon, passing through the fleet with deadly calm. Each shot perfect, each hit final. The aliens had ruled the galaxy for thousands of years. They had crushed worlds, destroyed civilizations, and laughed while doing it. Now they tasted that same fear. Inside the human warship, no cheers were heard, no anger, no joy, only cold control. The human crew watched the battle like a task that must be finished. Nothing more, nothing less. Suddenly, one alien ship managed to restart its weapons. In panic, it fired wildly. The shot hit the human warship directly. For a brief moment, the alien fleet felt hope. Then the light faded, and the human ship was still there, untouched, unbroken. The human ship did not answer with anger. It answered with judgment. A single pulse of energy spread outward, like a silent wave in space. Every remaining alien ship was hit at the same time. Engines died, weapons turned to dust. Lights failed across the fleet. The once proud armada of the Galactic Empire now drifted like dead metal in space. The admiral fell into his command chair, his hands shaking, his voice broken. "This is not a battle," he whispered. "This is an ending." Then the final human message appeared on every surviving screen. "You attacked our home. You killed our people. Now you will remember." The human ship turned away from the broken fleet, not chasing, not finishing them, leaving them alive to carry the fear. The aliens understood the truth in that moment. This ship was not sent to win a war. It was sent to send a message. And somewhere in deep space, other human signals were already waking up. The Galactic Empire had just faced one human ship, and it had nearly destroyed them. What would happen when the rest of humanity arrived? The broken alien fleet drifted in silent space. Dead ships, dark screens, and shaking crews. The survivors watched the human warship disappear into the void. No chase, no mercy strike, only fear left behind. Inside the galactic capital world, the High Council received the battle report. At first they laughed. One ship could not defeat a full fleet. They believed the data was wrong. Then the real battle recordings began to play. Silence filled the chamber. Faces turned pale. Strong leaders felt weak for the first time. One council member whispered, "That power is impossible." Another spoke with fear, unless the old stories were real. The room grew tense. The oldest member of the council slowly stood up. His voice was heavy with truth. "There is a forgotten part of human history," he said, "a record we buried and erased." He ordered the forbidden archive to open. Codes that had not been used for centuries came alive. Dark files appeared on the main screen. Project name, Black Star. The room grew colder. Long ago, before humans were weak, before their worlds were destroyed, they had built something in secret. Not a weapon, not a fleet, but a last hope. When the Galactic Empire attacked the first human colonies, they did not fight back. They vanished. The galaxy thought humans ran away. But the truth was far darker. Humans escaped into deep space, into regions where no alien could survive, where stars crushed ships with gravity, where energy storms ate metal. And there, in the dark beyond the galaxy, humans changed. They rebuilt their bodies, their minds, and their machines. They stopped building ships for war and started building ships for survival and judgment. The Black Star Project created warships that could think, ships that could learn, ships that could adapt during battle. Only one rule was written into their core: protect humanity at all cost. The Council learned the truth that shattered them. The mysterious warship was not just a ship. It was one of the Black Star Guardians, a protector from a past they tried to erase. Fear spread across the council chamber like poison. One leader shouted, "How many of these ships exist?" The answer came slow. "We do not know." Across the galaxy, alien bases began to lose signal. One by one, long-range scanners detected strange shadows in deep space. Human signals, old human codes, waking up after centuries of silence. Back inside the mysterious human warship, the crew sat in cold silence. Men and women born in deep space, raised inside metal worlds. They had never seen Earth with their own eyes, only ruins and memory files. The human captain stood before the main screen, her voice calm, her eyes cold. "The galaxy has remembered us," she said. "They will fear us now." An officer asked in a low voice, "Are we ready for what comes next?" The captain did not answer at once. She looked at the star map filled with enemy worlds. Then she spoke. "We were not built for peace. We were built for the end of wars." Suddenly, an emergency signal flashed across the bridge. Not alien, human. A deep space Black Star unit had been discovered and attacked. Not destroyed, but awakened early. The captain's eyes narrowed. "The Empire has made their second mistake," she said. Light began to build around the human warship once more. Engines awakened with deep power. The ship turned toward the heart of the galaxy. And far away, in the halls of the Galactic Throne, the rulers of the Empire finally understood the truth. Humanity did not return for revenge alone. Humanity returned to decide the fate of the galaxy. The Galactic Throne had never been silent. For thousands of years, it was filled with noise, power, and pride. But now only fear lived inside its walls. The rulers of the Empire sat in a wide, dark hall. Tall beings from many worlds, strong leaders who once ruled without question, now watched the stars with shaking hands. Suddenly, every screen in the throne chamber turned white. Alien symbols vanished. Empire's seals broke apart, and a human signal took control. A calm human face appeared, not angry, not proud, just steady and cold. The human speaker began to talk. "You destroyed our worlds. You burned our cities. You killed our children. And you laughed while doing it." The alien rulers tried to cut the signal, but nothing worked. The human voice moved through every system, every channel, every world. Across the galaxy, billions of beings stopped and listened. The human continued. "We warned you before. You did not listen." The view changed. The screen now showed the past. Human planets on fire, sky filled with alien ships, families running, cities falling. Even the hardest alien leaders felt something tighten inside their chests. "You thought we were weak," the human voice said. "You thought fear meant defeat. You were wrong." The message shifted again, now showing deep space. Black Star ships waking one by one. Huge shadows moving between dying stars. The human voice grew stronger. "We did not come to beg. We did not come to hide. We came to balance what you broke." In the throne hall, some rulers fell from their seats. Others shouted in panic. One elder leader stood and spoke loudly. "We are willing to discuss peace," he said. "We will give systems, resources, anything." The human face looked directly at the camera. "There is no trade for dead worlds." The signal ended. Every screen went dark. For the first time in history, the Galactic Empire understood they were not in control anymore. Across the Empire, emergency alarms screamed. Fleets were called back. Weapons were powered. Hidden war plans were opened. But all of it felt slow. Too slow. Inside the human warship, the captain watched the Empire react in fear. The crew moved with quiet focus. No shouting, no fear on their faces. One officer asked softly, "They're calling all fleets to defend the throne." The captain gave a slight nod. "Good," she said. "Let them gather in one place." She turned toward the main star map. The heart of the Empire glowed bright, surrounded by thousands of defense stations. "They think strength is found in numbers," she said. "They never learned what true strength is." Suddenly, a deep warning signal echoed across the bridge. Multiple Black Star units had fully awakened, and they were moving fast, not toward border worlds, not toward small bases, but toward the center, toward the galactic throne itself. Back inside the throne hall, the rulers watched thousands of red warning signs appear. Human ships, more than they believed could exist. The elder leader dropped his staff in shock. "This is impossible," he whispered. One young commander shouted in fear. "They're not surrounding us. They're marching straight through us." Outside the throne world, space began to bend with rising human energy. The first human fleet had arrived, and the Empire finally understood the truth. The message was never a threat. It was the final warning before judgment. The stars around the galactic throne began to shake. Space itself felt heavy and unstable. Thousands of alien defense stations powered up at the same time. Giant cannons turned toward the dark emptiness ahead. The Empire had gathered everything they had. Warships from every system. Old fleets, new fleets, secret fleets. Millions of ships formed a wall of steel and fire around the throne. The alien commanders felt proud again. "This time we are ready," one of them said. Then space opened, not with light, not with sound, but with silence. Deep black lines appeared in the void, tearing reality apart. One by one, human warships came out of the darkness. They were not small. They were not fast. They were massive, slow, and unstoppable. Black Star Guardians. Dozens at first, then hundreds, each one dark as night, each one carrying the weight of lost worlds. The alien defense stations opened fire without warning. Beams of plasma, storms of energy, rivers of burning light crossed space. The first wave of attacks hit the human fleet. For one long heartbeat, the galaxy held its breath. Then the light faded, and the human ships were still moving. Not slowed, not damaged, not afraid. The human fleet answered, not with chaos, not with noise, but with control. One Black Star ship fired a single wide pulse. The pulse spread like a calm wave, touching hundreds of alien ships at once. Every ship it touched went dark, engines dead, weapons silent, crews trapped in drifting metal. The second human ship fired, then the third, then 10 more. The alien wall of defense began to break. Like glass hit by a hammer, alien pilots screamed over open channels. "We cannot stop them. Our weapons do nothing. They're walking through our fire." Inside the Throne World Command Center, the highest generals shouted orders in panic. "Send the elite fleet. Release the Star Killers. Do not let them reach the core." The Empire released its final weapon, a fleet built only to destroy stars. Ships so large they blocked the light of suns. They charged toward the human fleet, weapons glowing with world-ending power. The human ships did not stop. The leading Black Star Guardian moved ahead of the others. Its surface shifted, its core burned brighter. A deep hum rolled through space. Low, slow, unavoidable. Then reality cracked open in front of it. A wide dark line cut through space, straight through the alien Starkiller fleet. In a single silent moment, 3 Starkiller ships were torn apart, not exploded, not burned, simply cut out of existence. Shock crushed the alien command. Their last hope vanished in seconds. The remaining alien warships tried to retreat, but now the human fleet moved faster, closing every path, sealing every escape. Inside one alien cruiser, a young officer whispered in horror, "They are not chasing us. They are hurting us." The truth struck them too late. The human fleet was not here to fight a battle. They were here to end a war before it could spread. Back on the throne world, the rulers watched their outer defense collapse. Layer by layer, ring by ring, the heart of the Empire was now exposed. Inside the command chamber of the lead human ship, the captain watched the battlefield with calm eyes. Numbers moved across her screen, enemy ships falling by the thousands. An officer spoke. "The outer defense is gone." The captain nodded once. "Begin the final march," she said. The Black Star fleet turned as one and moved toward the galactic throne itself. Behind them, the ruins of the greatest alien armada in history drifted in silence. And for the first time in countless ages, the Empire stood naked before its own victims. The Black Star fleet moved closer to the galactic throne. Slow, heavy, unstoppable. The last defense lines of the Empire stood shaking in front of them. Thousands of alien ships formed a wide shield wall. Every pilot knew this was the final stand. There was no more retreat, no more backup. Only fear and fire remained. Inside the Throne World Command Center, the rulers shouted in broken voices. "Hold the line. Protect the core. Do not let them touch the throne." The human fleet answered with silent movement. The first wave of alien ships rushed forward in panic, weapons burning bright, energy storms breaking the dark. The Black Star Guardians did not stop. One human ship released a wide gravity field. The front alien ships slowed at once, pulled inward like leaves in a storm. Metal twisted, engines screamed. Then everything crushed into a single burning ball of wreckage. Another human ship sent a narrow beam into the heart of the alien wall. Where it touched, space itself folded. 10 ships vanished inside that fold without sound. The alien line began to shatter, not from force alone, but from fear. Pilots broke formation. Commands failed. Signals crossed in panic. Inside one alien carrier, a commander dropped to his knees. "We were gods," he whispered. "How do we fall this far?" The Black Star fleet passed through the broken wall, like a dark tide moving through weak stone. Above the throne world, the sky turned black with human ships. Their shadows covered entire continents. Citizens across the Empire looked up and felt their future break. Inside the throne chamber, the rulers gathered around the great platform. Some stood in anger, some in silence, some in tears. The oldest ruler stepped forward, his voice shaking. "We surrender," he said. "We accept defeat." At that moment, a human signal appeared in the air of the throne hall. The human captain stood in full view, her face calm, her eyes cold with memory. "Surrender does not erase what you did," she said. "It only decides how this ends." Outside the throne world, the Black Star fleet took control of the planet's orbit. Defense systems shut down at once. War towers went dark. Missile cities became silent. The Empire's power vanished in minutes. The human ships did not burn cities. They did not strike civilians. They targeted only war command zones, only weapons centers, only throne defense cores. One by one, the symbols of alien rule collapsed. The great throne shield fell. The throne city shook as its final defense died. The rulers felt the ground tremble under their feet. The human captain spoke again. "We are not here to rule you. We are here to end what you became." Across the Empire, war leaders were captured. War factories were destroyed. War fleets were disabled in silence. In a single cycle of the stars, the strongest empire in the galaxy fell without total destruction. The citizens were left alive, free and afraid. Inside the throne chamber, the rulers stood powerless. No fleets, no weapons, no throne of fear left to protect them. One ruler whispered, "Humanity did not conquer us. They judged us." Above the broken throne world, the Black Star fleet held position, waiting, watching, deciding the final path. The war was over, but the fate of the galaxy was not yet chosen. The galactic throne stood in silence. No guards, no war lights, no weapons pointed at the stars. Only defeated rulers surrounded by the quiet sound of their own regret. Above the throne world, the Black Star fleet hovered like dark gods of judgment, not attacking, not destroying, only watching. The galaxy held its breath. Inside the throne chamber, the alien rulers waited for their fate. Some wanted death. Some begged for mercy. All of them feared the same thing. The human decision. A human signal filled the air once more. The image of the human captain appeared before them. Her voice calm, her face steady. "You built your empire on fire and fear," she said. "You grew strong by crushing those who could not defend themselves. You met many species. You only remembered the ones who fell." The rulers lowered their heads. They had no answer left. The captain continued, "You took our worlds. You took our skies. You took our children. You thought time would erase your crimes." Her eyes hardened, but time only strengthened our memory. The galaxy listened in silence. Every world, every species, every survivor of the empire. Then her voice changed, not into anger, but into something heavier. "Humanity does not want your throne," she said. "We do not want your crown of bones. We do not want to rule by fear like you did." The rulers looked up in shock. "We came for balance," the captain said. "We came so that no empire like yours could ever rise again." Outside the throne world, the Black Star fleet began to move. Not forward, but outward, across the galaxy. Human ships reached every major war zone, every weapon world, every hidden war factory. In quiet precision, they shut down war forever. No more empire fleets, no more slave armies, no more burning skies. Across hundreds of worlds, people looked up and found peace where only fear had lived before. Back inside the throne chamber, the oldest ruler stepped forward with weak legs. "What will you do with us?" he asked. The human captain looked at him without hate. "You will live," she said, "and you will remember." The rulers felt that sentence cut deeper than death. The throne powers were stripped away. The empire laws were erased. The galaxy was open to free worlds once more. Human ships did not stay. They did not build statues. They did not demand praise. Slowly, one by one, the Black Star Guardians turned toward deep space, returning to the dark edge where they were born in silence. Across the galaxy, stories spread like light about the mysterious humans, about the silent fleet, about the judgment that fell without mercy. Children of many species grew up hearing one lesson: never underestimate humans. On the ruins of an old human world, a single black star ship paused, hovering over broken cities and dead oceans. Inside, the human captain stood alone and looked down at the lost home of her kind. "We kept our promise," she whispered. The ship turned away slowly and vanished into the dark beyond the stars. The galaxy moved on. Fear turned into memory. Memory turned into warning. And in every corner of space, one truth remained alive forever. Humanity returned from the dark, not to rule the galaxy, but to make sure no tyrant would ever rule it again.